G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are starting off the new year with some team game action. So welcome, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Let's get started. Spawning in the pocket position of the team on the west side, which is also known as the best side. We've got Hera playing as the French. Up towards the north of his position, playing on the flank, we've got Capoche, going to be playing in the color yellow on the English. Down towards the south of the bases is Marine Lord playing on the color green and going to be playing the Rus for us today. Over towards the opposite side of the map in the pocket, we've got Vortex on the Mongols playing in the color red. And towards the north, I'm going to assume, no, I'm going to go to the south. The south, we've got the Mister playing in the color teal and going to be playing the French. And of course, the final player we've got in today, it is Lucifron7 playing as the Chinese, and he spawns on the flank as well. So we've got ourselves two flanks in a pocket for each team. This is Dry Arabia, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the very first team game that we're going to have on this channel. I should say the first 3v3 that we are going to have on this channel. Now, I believe this is a show match that was hosted by Lidicor, so I'm going to leave a link in the description over towards Lidicor's page. But I want to let you guys know, because I know that there's a lot of people out there. I regularly see comments like, Drongo, show us more team games. We want to see team games. Give us the insight onto team game strategy, that sort of stuff. Lidicor, together with Microsoft, has actually recently announced a brand new tournament, which is going to focus only on 3v3s. So it's a $20,000 tournament, and it's going to focus only on 3v3s. I can't remember what the name of the tournament is called, so I'll have to correct that in a later video, but I can tell you guys now, there's going to be plenty of 3v3 action on the channel. But let's take a look. We're riding along with Lucifron at the moment. A little bit of harassment coming up. He's scouted out Capoche's base. So let's talk a little bit about the Civ matchup that we've got here. So we've got the Rus on the side of Marine Lord. Now, I really like this here, so we'll go to Marine Lord over here and check in with what he's doing now. Part of the reason why Marine Lord on the Rus is going to be so freaking strong is because he has got 6 hunts that he can choose from to kill on his side of the map. That's right, 12 hunts in total he's got to kill. And you got to think about this, right? If there's one Rus on the team, they can take out all of those hunts for themselves. And now, as a result, it means that he's going to be able to come out into the middle of the map, begin working those hunts down. You can see he's already worked down the first one, already worked down the second one back here, a third one over on this way. Now he's beginning, he takes out the Khan in the middle of the map. So Vortex not paying attention to that. He then picks up the sheep from Vortex's Khan as well. So this is what I love to see, Rus in team games. So what can we expect out of team games? Now, I'll tell you, my experience with team games is quite limited. So I think this is going to be a little bit more of a learning session for all of us here rather than a casting analysis. Now, for anybody who is paying attention or is aware, I was recently diagnosed with COVID. I'm currently in, well, today it's the 31st for me. It's right before New Year's, actually. I'm just throwing this casting because I'm feeling really good. But I was exposed on the 25th and the 26th. 27th was when I started feeling symptoms. 28th, I got my diagnosis. So 29th, 30th, 31st. So about 3 days after my diagnosis, 4 days after my symptoms, I'm feeling pretty good. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm feeling pretty good. Voice isn't feeling too husky at the moment. It's sounding a little bit husky. I'll give you guys that. But yeah, it is one that, look, I just want to avoid too much stress on the voice. Already I can feel that, like, it's getting a bit stressed, but you know what? That's okay. That's part of the job. That's part of the job. But in all seriousness, though, I do feel quite good. I am double vaxxed, so I don't think I'm going to have too many issues with it. Definitely on the tail out of it now, so that is good to see. But take a look at this, what we've got over here. We've got ourselves a silver tree coming down here for Vortex. Now, in my experience with team games, which, as I mentioned, it's limited, it's all about early aggression. It's about controlling the map. That's the big thing for me. It's very rare that you would see players go for like a super greedy boom, especially on a map like Dry Arabia. So a bit curious to see him doing this. Now we can already see he's actually rallied it down here towards this marketplace. So this to me really indicates that he is planning on doing some pretty early market trade. He's got it obviously sitting on the Uvu, which is going to give him plenty of options when it comes to his potential what's the word I'm looking for? Military options, as well as also going for those economic options as well. Couple scouts now over on Vortex's gold villages, always being very annoying. These scouts, I tell you what, they bloody piss me off when they do that. But we'll take a look now at what players are doing, what individual players are up to. So we'll have a look at Lucifron. Okay, so starting off with Lucifron, we can see he's actually got villages on stone. So going to be going for a Far Second Town Center. Very, very curious play here from him. We'll take a look over down. Oh, we've got Hera next up. What's Hera up to? Hera training up Royal Knights, going for professional scouts. No surprises there. Capoche going up quickly with the English. Going to be starting to mass up some of those longbows. No obvious forward bases because they do have those landmarks. Down towards the south, we've got Marine Lord, who's on 535 bounty casually. You know, just a Rus team game things, that sort of thing. He is having an absolute great time. Who have we got next? We got Vortex up next. So Vortex, obviously, with the town center, but going for the Silver Tree. You can see he's got plenty of traders already coming out. So that's going to be the first two. Looking forward to seeing exactly what what sort of amount they're going to be able to pull back. But Marine Lord actually spots that out. So he's going to be able to tell Hera exactly where he needs to go. Do we have any, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we've got the Royal Knights now coming in for Hera. Probably going to be looking towards this trade line. We'll know that there's plenty. And look how fast they come out. You can see just how close they are spawning together. He's going to be able to get plenty of those out. Probably going to need to add in some Mangudai as well, just to make sure that he's got enough. Keep in mind, Mangudai in team games, very strong, because you've got 3 players that you can potentially attack, not just one. So 3 people's vills that they've got to protect. So very, very careful of those Mangudai raids. You must be. But we'll have a look and see what the other players are up to. So Mister also going to be playing the French. We'll take a look. Vortex going to be picking up the first kill of the game before that archery range goes up. But before we do that, so he's going to pick up a caravan there as well, probably. So Mister going up as well. Professional scouts already researched, so no surprises there for him. So every single player is looking to focus on their economy except one, and that is Capoche. So Capoche is the only one yet to really focus on his economy. So we can see specialized pick, not yet research, actually going for double broadaxe. So you know what? Team games, it's all about that economy. Looks like a caravan does go down. Mister's going to be able to fend off this raid from another Royal Knight with 3 of his own Royal Knights. So the 3 Musketeers, aka the 3 Royal Knights, all heading off that attack. Going to be dropping down an outpost as well on this gold mine. Realizes that he needs to keep this one under protection, and that's going to provide a pretty decent amount of line of sight there in between the trade line as well. So definitely a nice little spot there for him. We'll take a look up towards the Chinese base and see what we've got back here. We've got a blacksmith, a stable, and going to be opening up with some horsemen here. Now, this is not what I expected for Lucifron. I was expecting that we would see more like Shokunu, especially in a team game, but going out horsemen this early, I mean, I guess he knows he's up against an English player. He knows the English player's got an early mass. I mean, it makes total sense, doesn't it? I wouldn't be surprised to see +1 defense coming through very soon as well. Probably +1 attack a little bit later in Age 2, but he's probably going to be staying in Age 2 for quite a lot longer than you would expect in 1v1, just simply because he's got the 2 town centers that are going to be able to propel him through the first or through the second age, and he doesn't really mind staying. Now going to be forced off gold. That Royal Knight coming in and going to be repelled there by a couple of the horsemen. Now the longbows begin to push down towards the base of Lucifron, and it looks like Capoche definitely going to be having a good time. We'll switch over to his position, see how many he's got. He's got 15 longbows at this point. We'll take a quick look. I don't even know what to look at. Military? No, that's just useless. Why do they even show us that number? But now Capoche got to be a bit careful down here towards the south. There's actually a pretty decent mass here of horsemen or Royal Knights that we've got built up here from Mister, but it looks like Mister as well as Lucifron going to be coming in on top of this. Hera's doing his best to try and screen for those longbows, but unfortunately not going to have a lot of luck. Hera going to be coming in with a second knight now and going to be trying to keep the majority of these alive. Marine Lord hitting up to the next age at 8 minutes 40. Not a bad little time for him. He's going to be able to collect those relics. You take a look at the mini-map. You see there's plenty of relics out there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 relics on this map right now. So going to be plenty for him to pick up. Longbows continuing to move back, sniping away those longbows, but at the same time being just cut down completely by the knights on the front line. Doing a great job here of screening. Once again, Hera really not missing a beat and managing to actually escape. Capoche does with the majority of his forces here, despite losing, you know, a fair bit. We see 3, 4, 5 carcasses on the ground there. Is that a 6 potentially? Maybe it's a deer. Who knows? But now more and more units continuing to trickle in. We'll take a look over at Marine Lord, see what he's up to. So no surprise going up with the Abbey of the Trinity there. That's going to allow him to grab control of those, all of those relics. You can see just how many he's got on the map. But speaking of control, let's talk a little bit about how their opponents are doing. Vortex in particular, got those trades. Also going to be dropping down an outpost as well. I love this from him. 70 gold at the moment for each one of these. So look, it's only a matter of time until this bad boy starts paying off immensely. We can see that he's begun to add archers. So just going to be adding archers, not actually going Mangudai himself. Or I say that, but you know, I'm making it sound like his enemy is going Mangudai, not actually going Mangudai, full stop. He is going archers instead. I mean, I probably should have put a comma in there, but anyway, you guys know what I mean. But yes, I mean, it's a pretty decent amount of trade, 70 right there. I'm curious how many he's got. Let's take a look. He's got 10 traders, so getting that max bonus, I think it comes in at 7. Yeah, it comes in at 7. So popping out an 11th trader now. So he's continuing to add at this point in time. So very, very nice play for him. We'll take a look over towards the teammate. So we've got Mister, who's going to be repelling off a Horse Archer raid here from Marine Lord. Managing to spot out a couple of these Horse Archers, going to be chasing them down. Unfortunately, they're going to be falling a little bit short. But, oh, geez, that's a good mass right there from Mister. He's looking to age up as well. You can see right there from the amount of resources he's got. He's currently sitting on 40 villagers. We'll take a look at Lucifron, who's going up for the Dynasty. 48 villagers for him. He's looking pretty decent. Did he get that +1? He did get +1. Also going for +1 attack. Looks like there's a little bit of a scout coming up towards the north here, but not a big mass, actually, of military units. Where are the military units for these players? We'll take a look over at the opponents. Hera, on the other hand. Plenty of stables down. He's got triple stable. He's got the blacksmith down. He does have just the +1, which comes in standard for him. Sitting on 43 villagers at the moment. Towards the north, Capoche sitting on 39 villagers. Going to be sitting on 38 very shortly, as this villager looks like it might go down. He's actually not focusing down the same villagers. So, unfortunately, he's going to be losing out horsemen there. So, Lucifron making a bit of a mistake. We'll check down with Marine Lord, see how he's doing. 38 villagers, 1 relic in the bank so far. Going to be bringing in a 2nd relic soon. The 3rd relic probably going to be coming in as well. There it is, going out now. But we'll check in with Vortex. Vortex sitting on 49 economic units at the moment. And yeah, Mister still on 43. So definitely at the moment, it seems like the majority of the economy or the economic side is definitely sitting over on Team Lucifron, if that's what you'd want to call it. On East, I got to come up with some names for these guys, like the East Geese. Or what rhymes with East? Peace? Meast? Feast? Feast. The Feasty East. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. But now we've got the West. The best from the West. Going to be coming in now, and we'll take a look from their perspective and see what they spot. So Hera, as well as Capoche, going to be doing a bit of a ram dance here, managing to drop that one down, and going to be heading in towards the Chinese player's base. Now, keep in mind that Lucifron has actually opted for 2 town centers here, so there's a bit of a weak spot. It is indeed this 2nd town center. Both players know where it is, or both sides know where the town center is. Huge amount of scouts down here, as well as those horse archers that are hovering there. You've got to be careful. Typically in team games, you want to keep your masses together. You can see down towards the south here that there is an engagement going to go down in the base of the Mister. He reaches the castle age, but now a pretty decent engagement up here. Royal Knight's going to be clashing with Royal Knights. Good little bit of a screen. Archers coming in. Chokonu on the north side as well. Looks like there's probably going to be a decent cleanup here for the East team. Going to be having an absolutely fine time, but keep in mind behind this, we do have those horse archers looking to raid. Looks like we might have a bit of a raid back towards the base of Hera as well, but the majority of these forces here look like they're probably going to be getting cleaned up here. You can see that they're actually, Hera's doing a pretty decent job. He's got quite a good mass here. He's going to be able to force out these units. Now, obviously, didn't actually clean up the mass from his opponents, but definitely did hold. That was a 2v3 hold, so I got to tell you, it's definitely a win, at least in my eyes, for Hera, as well as for Capoche. They've done well. Those horse archers continuing to look, and now they've found it. The horse archers have found what they were looking for, and it's the trade line of Vortex. So now these traders with their high resource or high gather rates now going to be trying their best to... Oh, God, this feels terrible, doesn't it? And Marine Lord will switch over to his perspective just to count exactly what he's got. 20 horse archers down here. You can see the trip that they're making. They're having a great trek. 114 resources in here. And Vortex is in dire straits now because he is going to be losing the majority of his economy if he's not careful. Does manage to garrison inside here. He's got quite a few of these units that are out here, of these caravans, trying to get them back. You can see that back one probably going to go down if it's not careful. Indeed, it does go down. Villagers making a run for it as well, heading out. And I think Marine Lord might know that the villagers are out. He's going to be losing those ones. And up towards the base of their opponent, there appears to be a mass that is now building. So Marine Lord doing a great job of sort of distracting his enemies. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't look like there's any units that have actually come down here to chase him. Doesn't look like there's been a repositioning. Just give me a second, fellas. All right, that's me just getting the COVID out of my system right there. We are good to go, though. So, a little bit longer. But Marine Lord's mass is really starting to build. This is starting to get concerning. 36 horse archers, and you can just see the difference when it comes to the Rus. And, like, you know, people often wonder, are Rus really that good in 1v1? Yeah, they're good in 1v1. Look at the massive units that he's begun to build up. I mean, you know what? I take it back. These 5 all had a fight. Marine Lord hasn't had a fight, so he is looking much better than everybody else. So that's probably one thing to consider. He's also grabbing up all these relics as well. Jeez Louise. He is doing very well. Gonna head back. Let's take a look at his relics, see how he's doing. He's got 3 in the Abbey of the Trinity. And yep, there's the monastery out on the front line. He's got 4, bringing back a 5th one as well. He's gonna be a happy chap. And now up towards the north, it looks like a warrior monk. Almost, did this warrior monk get caught out? I think it did. I think it did. Marine Lord's got to be careful here. That does go down. Unfortunate for him. If he'd got that relic, he would have been able to wall a lol. I just think he was probably APMing a little bit too hard in other areas and wasn't paying attention. 3rd, 4th ramp now going to be coming out as well here for Capoche. Capoche looking to put the nail in the coffin with the West is best team. And really answering the question as to who is the best. Second TC coming down for the Mister, so nice timing there for him. But my main concern, as mentioned before, is these 3 players have all invested significantly in land. These 3 players on the east have all gone very much so into their economies. We've got all 3 of these guys on 1 TC. We have professional scouts on Hera. We have professional scouts on Marine Lord, and Capoche is just doing his thing where he makes longbows and longbows. And I think he might make longbows, and also he goes longbows, and he also adds in longbows once he's finished the longbows, and then the rams, and then the longbows. But now these players beginning to push in underneath the town center here of Lucifron. This is the 2nd town center. It's going to be going down extra quick. Plenty of rams underneath here, and a little bit of a difficult spot, I would say, right now for Lucifron. We'll enter into the cinematic mode. Do not be alarmed. This is not players leaving the game. This is us entering the cinematic mode. So many units under here. Vortex, where are you, Vortex? Where are you, Lucifron? Where are you, Mister? And it looks like the charge is now beginning down towards the south of the base. It looks like we've got the Chokunu beginning to come in, as well as the Knights from the Mister, but there's really not a lot of units in here, as well as Knights in here from this side. It doesn't look like we've got too much coming in here from Vortex, though. Really got to start asking those questions where they are. A couple of archers over on the right-hand side, but players trying their best to do it, but just such a huge mass, really, at this point in time from Marine Lord. It's just overwhelming his opponent. We can see Chokunu under here. At the same time, the Rams just continuing to siege this down. Looks like the first wonder is going to be going down there. Capoche going to be taking out, and looks like players are actually tapping out. Lucifron surrendering, Vortex surrendering. The Mister's the only one to go. So once he taps out, that's going to be a good game, and that is going to be the first 3v3 for you guys on the channel. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more. If you want to see more, I'll give you more, but you got to let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed it, and a happy new year to you all.